I am Vinnie Tortorich. Folks, your good intentions have been stolen, but don't worry. I'm here to help you get them back. You may be soft and succulent at the beginning of this process, but hang in there. Before long, you will be lean and mean, just like Miss Gina Grad. Do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight. Kelce
Okay.
and the Band.
Okay. Not until the last millisecond you played that could I hear it. And for the first 15 seconds, I was thinking, why is he playing Copacabana? And then
That would also be a good one.
I would have fallen off my chair if you were going in as
she
was a showgirl. Yeah. And feathers down to there.
The feather and the boo boo. Beep 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 pop.
That's exactly how it goes.
Yeah, everyone accuses us of being in a secret relationship, so
right.
I figured we'd do a dance, make a little love,
and get down tonight for everyone.
Yeah, and get down tonight
in all of your honor.
You know, have you ever watched Kelce perform?
One time, yes, at a festival in Kansas City.
Go whenever you get a chance and you want to do, you're messing around with the YouTube, or whatever. Go watch him in like American Bandstand.
Back in the day.
Or Soul Train or anything like that. I think he was even on the Midnight Special at some point.
Of course.
Go watch him because he's got a look on his face like he can't believe that he's famous. I've never seen a guy more. He's like, his eyes are wide open, kind of like, when Buckwheat would get scared and run through the building, through the side of the bar.
Oh.
Kelce of Kelce and the Sunshine Band always looks like he's so surprised that he's famous.
That is so funny.
Yeah, he's got this goofy look on his face, like, just a shit-eating grin. You will not be able to watch this guy ever again without thinking of that.
I can't wait. And I forget how many hits they have with Boogie Shoes and That's the Way and Shake Your Booty. There's plenty of reasons to be checking them out on YouTube.
Yeah, he went through and, it's like, I can't believe I got another hit. You guys listen to this. He's like, he's got surprised look on his face. Like, I'm up here singing and I can't believe anyone's listening.
And you fools bought a ticket.
Yeah. What do you got? I'm shocked he didn't have a song called Do a Little Dance, Make a Little Love. What are you doing here tonight? What are you doing here tonight, baby?
That's great. Oh my God.
But when you see it, since I'm telling you this, you won't be able to unsee it.
Oh, sure. Well, in the vein of that, I was just saying this yesterday, in the vein of things you can't unsee. I can't believe I'm the only person to say that Travis Kelce's eyebrows are on backwards. And I don't know how else to explain it. But once you see another picture of him, you won't be able to unsee that his eyebrows are on backwards.
On backwards? I don't even know what you mean.
Because you know how like usually with eyebrows, like the closer they get to your nose, they're kind of thicker and then they thin out as they go. His are switched. So they get thicker as they go out. And yes, he's a very attractive man and everybody knows it. But I think his eyebrows might be on backwards. That's it.
I'm looking at him right now. I kind of see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But look, at least he has spots on his face that doesn't have hair. Have you ever seen his brother?
Oh, yeah. He's adorable. Yeah. He's like a lumberjack.
It's amazing that these guys, the talent that came from this family, they're only two brothers. There's no other sister, brother, or anything. And the story is, from what I understand, his mother and father didn't really love each other. And instead of getting a divorce, they decided, hey, we're just going to live together and raise these kids the best we can.
Wow.
And the day that Travis leaves the house, we separate and get a divorce. Or something. I'm paraphrasing.
Wow.
Yeah, they did that, and they raised two of the most talented athletes in history.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. If you're not spending half your time on each other and half your time on the kids, you're spending all the time on the kids. You're going to have somebody that's a high achiever.
Yeah. And look, I've said this, because he's dating. I'm guessing the reason you even know his name right now is because he's dating.
Well, to give me 5% credit, I am from Kansas City. But overall, yes, we're on the same page.
Like you're from Kansas City, so you would know the quarterback's name. That doesn't
That's right.
mean you would know Travis Kelce.
No, you are absolutely right about that. Yeah.
You know him because of Taylor Swift.
Yeah, but I can only name 2 Taylor Swift songs, so I'm working on it.
Okay, but you know who Taylor Swift.
Of course, I know.
I couldn't name one Taylor Swift song, but I know who Taylor Swift is.
You'd have to be trapped under something incredibly heavy not to know who Taylor Swift is.
So, and I look at it, and I'm not being funny here. Of course, I'm guessing this relationship does not have legs.
We'll see.
I'm just going to go ahead and guess that, but let me just say this: Taylor is getting the better end of the deal.
Do tell.
I just feel that way. You know, this woman, look, she's Taylor Swift. She's close to a billionaire, maybe a billionaire. She will
maybe
at some point. Yeah. She's the most recognizable figure on the planet, probably more than presidents and anyone else, and on and on and on. But think about what her life might be like. I just look at the celebrities I used to train, and some of them were pretty damn big. And the shit they would have to go through just to go get Taco Bell.
Right.
In their life. I say Taco Bell, but you understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah, just to be in public.
Can you imagine what it's like to be Taylor Swift? You can't walk around.
No.
So to be in a relationship with her is not easy.
Right.
I would go as far as to say impossible.
Very difficult.
Right. And, this guy, he's down to earth people, Midwest. She couldn't do any better if she tried. She got the better end of that deal.
I think she agrees. And she says, oh, he's so manly and like so protective. And, because usually I would imagine guys are, rocker guys and athlete guys are very, very different. So I think the athlete guy is kind of the way to go with the, just a little more of a protector and always kind of like, not just like a, like a little skinny rocker guy. I think this might be onto something.
Look, I know that we have a war on men in this world right now.
Oh, really?
But we need to get back to, men being men, not being afraid of, they're, I don't agree with it. I don't care about it. I don't look at it politically or anything else. But every time I look around, it seems like men are the problem with everything. And I said it started back in my mind, it started about, I want to say about 2002 or 2003. Now, I don't know if this ad only ran in LA, but I do remember this ad, and it was the early 2000s. I would be watching football, and then they would show a guy, and they would show a close-up of him, and he's just staring. It's like, what's he staring at? And then the camera, you would go to a wider angle.
Yeah.
You can see he's in a grocery store. And he's staring at a shelf. And then an announcer would come on, voice of God. Some men would just starve to death.
Yes. Wasn't that Jack in the Box or Carl's Jr.?
I want to say it was Carl's Jr. That's why
yes.
If it was just California.
Well, because we had Hardee's, but I'm sure it was the same ad campaign because it's the same company. I remember that.
Yeah. Some men would just starve to death.
Yeah, you're all dumb. You're all idiots. Yeah, you can't.
What they're saying is this guy's looking at a shelf of food and can't somehow the guy he has a job because he earned enough money to buy a car.
Yeah, to get himself to the grocery store.
Drive that car to the grocery store. He was able to get out of the car and navigate his ass into the grocery store and make it to where there's a shelf of food. Now you're telling me he can't, is he paralyzed now? He's looking at these choices and he can't make one?
Yeah, he's having a fight or flight response to food.
Right? So what are we saying? And once I saw that ad, I was like, what am I looking at? And that was the first one I remember seeing, because the only time I would see ads is Sunday football. Right. And then there was some, every ad I would see is like, the guy was like, goofy. He doesn't know how to fix anything. He doesn't know how to do anything. We were running this campaign back in the early 2000s, 20 years ago. We were running this campaign. Men are stupid. They can't figure out how to buy something in a grocery store. They have no idea how to change a battery, a car, this or the whole thing. So we trained this. It was like learned what would you call it? Learned
helplessness.
Helplessness. I was going to say impairment.
Same.
You know, I'll never forget the car before well, I had a bunch of cars, but you remember, I still have the car. It was like this little Toyota Jeep thing, that little FJ Cruiser.
Okay.
It was like this gray, it looks like a Barbie Goes to Beach, right? Toyota made it for a few years. It's a Toyota Jeep thing. And, I still have mine because they're valuable now. So I tucked it in the shed and put it on a battery tender. But I was driving down the freeway one night in that thing on the 101.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden I hear flat, 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 flat.
Oh, yeah.
I have a flat and I'm all the way over in the fast lane.
Oh, boy.
So now I got to work. By the time I work myself to the other side, enough cars let me in and the whole thing, get to the other side. I've shredded this tire. The tire was older and it's coming off. So I called Serena and I said, hey, listen, don't start cooking yet. She knew I was coming home. Don't start cooking yet. I'm going to be a bit. I have a flat. I'm on the side. I'll tell you, I was at White Oak, just to get an idea.
Yeah, in the valley.
Got off. I couldn't even get off the exit. I just passed the exit, but I got off to the side. Serena goes, I'm calling AAA right now. It's like, no, don't call AAA. Don't do this. I got out of the car, took the spare, took the tire off, put the thing in the car. And as I'm getting back in the car, a tow truck pulls up behind me, AAA. He goes, okay, what do you need here? I went, I begged my wife not to call you. It's like by the time he got there to start doing it,
you were done.
15 minutes, you're done. 12 minutes, you're done. Right? I'm moving on. Guys today, if you mention that to guys, it's like, wait, you did what? You changed your own tire?
Yeah. I have a picture on my phone, and I think I just saved it, of a Facebook memory that came up of my girlfriends, Kristen and Becky, and I going to a party with our buddy, Randy Wang. And right after the Christmas party, and everyone's in, beautiful gowns, and it was like a masquerade ball, like dressed to the nines. Randy had a flat tire and he was driving all us. He was the only one who didn't know how to change it. So I have a picture of Kristen and Becky in their formal wear with their masquerade, their hair is done, changing the tire, with Randy looking like a defeated Charlie Brown standing behind them with his head looking to the ground.
Does the rest of the world know who Randy Wang is?
I don't know, but he's one of my best friends, an old radio buddy, and it's just great.
Okay, I got a question.
Yeah.
Straight or gay?
Married to a lovely lady.
Okay. I know that because I met her at your wedding.
Yeah.
And that's where the confusion started with me. Before that, I just assumed, folks, Randy Wang is kind of like one of those stalwarts in radio. And he would come on kind of like Gina in between shows and give you like weather or traffic reports or something.
Yeah, he's been on KBC now forever. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just.
He had a hot second where there may have been a little confusion, but he is in fact married to a lovely, lovely woman. And that's all I know.
And now I would say there's more confusion than everyone else.
So speaking of confusion, so we don't get in trouble for not talking about what we're supposed to be talking about. Okay. Can I hit you with something that's going to make you absolutely apoplectic, as my father would say?
Go on.
You know how everybody always tries to do like their version of their hack for like ultra runners and stuff, since you are an authority on the subject. And I know you've told me before, like when you've been training people, you're alongside them with cold cuts and with olives and things like that. Well, you've been doing it wrong. And I have a multi-billion-dollar company to back me up on this. You know what you were supposed to be giving them the whole time?
No idea.
Heinz ketchup.
Oh, God. Oh, we're going there.
We're going there. Heinz is telling runners to fuel themselves on ketchup. That's their thing now. They say runners everywhere are using Heinz ketchup packets on their runs. And guess what they're also doing? They are making like running routes in big cities like New York and highlighting where you can stop at different like diners and restaurants to grab yourself some Heinz ketchup packets. And the article from Daily Mail, because, again, the foremost authority on health and fitness, they say it actually it helps a little bit because you got your carbs and your salt, and those fuel muscles and replace your salt when you sweat. But you know what? If you're not sold on ketchup, Vinny, I understand that. That's fine. Because an ultra runner named Claire Gallagher, I don't know if you know who she is, she swears by frosting as a way to keep her energy up when she's racing. Now, I don't know if it's either here nor there that she's sponsored by a company called Frosted, which is a frosting company, but frosting is the best way to go. And then they interviewed a couple other people for the articles that, a New York-based registered dietitian said frosting is an easy way to consume on the go when you're running with no chewing required, and it's a quick hit of energy. So frosting and ketchup, you have been doing it wrong the entire time.
Okay, I'm trying to pull this picture up big enough to where I can see it. I want to see exactly what's in Heinz ketchup, but
oh boy,
it's written so tiny. Oh wait, maybe I have it here. All right, so let me address the frosting first.
Okay.
And then I'll get to Heinz. I've often said on this very podcast, I do something called sugar trickling.
Ooh.
I use sugar. I haven't used it in a long time because I don't compete anymore. But when you're training in zone 2 all the time, and then you get into a race situation and you're in zone 3 and 4 a lot of the times, eventually you're going to run, even if you're fat adapted up to the yin yang, you're going to run through blood glycogen at some point, and you can bonk. You can have,
Okay.
lightheadedness and the whole thing. And what I do, especially if I'm mountain climbing, I will
climbing. Climbing. Okay.
Mountain climbing. I'll take a small amount of sugar with me. When I'm on glaciers, I'll take some sugar, and people go, "Oh, isn't that cheating?" No, cheating. What? I'm going to stand on ceremony and die on the mountain?
Die. Yeah.
No, I'm going to bring sugar with me in case I run through what if I have to stay out overnight? What if we get stuck in a rogue storm? What if me or my partner ends up in a crevasse and it takes us 3 hours to get one of us out, and that burns up a shit ton of energy? There's a lot of what ifs, right? And along with taking all my ultra fats and, a lot of fattening stuff up on the mountain, I will take sugar with me also. Most of the time I don't use it. Almost all of the time I don't use it, but there's those moments. When I was bicycle racing towards the end, when I started going high fat and I was fat adapted, I would always have small amounts of sugar, because at some point you climb a mountain for 3 miles, 4 miles.
You're going to burn through everything.
You're burning through your blood glycogen. You just want to level it off again.
Right.
What would I use? Would I use the expensive goo or shot blocks or Gatorade or power bars or Cliff bars or any? No. I would use lifesavers.
Wow.
And here's why. They're pennies on a dollar.
Yep.
You can find them in any liquor store. And when you're riding on a bike, when you're training, there's liquor stores everywhere.
Right. And they're teeny tiny.
And you can buy the little roll. And here's the best part. It's very small doses of sugar.
So they're pre-dosed.
They're pre-dosed. So like if you open up a thing of goo, you got 100 calories of dextrose that you're going to shove in your mouth. It's way more than you need. You just need to trick your brain to start releasing more sugar again. And I would do, you don't remember this, you're way too young, but Walt Garrison, a famous football player, would come on Monday Night Football and go, "I'm Walt Garrison. I don't smoke, but I do love tobacco. That's why I use Skoal, Copenhagen, and Happy Days mint. I just put a pinch between my cheek and my gum, and I'm happy. I get the full satisfaction." That's what I'm asking you to do. Take a lifesaver, just like Walt Garrison, between your cheek and your gum, just like you dip in tobacco.
And just let it sit.
Just let it sit there, and your brain gets the message, I'm getting sugar again. And if you don't need the whole thing, you just spit the rest of it out.
Yeah.
You got 12 more or 11 more. So
I've never heard, we've never talked about this on this show. So this is very interesting.
With Gina and
Anna.
Anna, the other Gina. And look, I mean, cake frosting is the same as goo. It's probably cheaper. Any of this, Hammond Nutrition, it's all the same thing. Runners will use all kinds of stuff, donuts, whatever's on hand. It doesn't matter what that sugar is, what that carb is. Your brain will do exactly the same thing with it. Now, let's get to ketchup.
I do have a bunch of the ingredients listed right here.
Oh, good. I pulled it up here. It says tomato concentrate, which when you concentrate tomatoes down.
You guess what that is?
That's sugar. That's not what Anna puts in her sauces. That's not concentrated down. When you bring it down to this level, you have nothing but sugar. So you're getting what you need there. You have distilled vinegar. Vinegar and brine has been known to, people who get cramps when they race, they'll drink a pickle juice.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically vinegar. There's something about that. Science does not know how it works, but it can keep you from cramping. So again, you're good there. And on top of the first ingredient being concentrated sugar, there's more sugar. There's cane sugar. And then there's salt, onion powder, spices, and natural flavor. I'm going to be honest with you, Gina. This is no worse than if you took goo. It's really, as a matter of fact, it could be better.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm not, hang on. I'm going to be very clear.
Please.
I'm not giving this a buy round. I'm not saying, hey guys, start using, packets of ketchup. No, I'm just saying that this is as good as the other crap that you think is better for you. Or icing, or goo, or Gatorade. It's the same thing, just a different day.
Interesting. Because if you need a shot of sugar, I think this ketchup might do the trick. Because like you said, it's high fructose corn syrup, raisin juice concentrate, modified food starch, soybean oil, apple puree, caramel coloring. So, you got your Franken sugars in there, like you do with your frosting and your goo.
Yeah, no, it's sugar on top of sugar on top of sugar. So it's no different. Your liver is a meritocracy. It's not going to see any of it any different. So I'm not saying to do that. I would not do it. I say that you could do all of your workouts fat adapted.
For what the majority of us are trying to do, we should never have a reason to have to stop in a store and have a ketchup packet or a shot of frosting.
Yeah, and look, it probably came out of an ultra runner or an ultra cyclist being, I have a friend who's a vegan ultra athlete, and he was out on a long, 12-hour day or something one time. And he went dumpster diving at McDonald's. He's a vegan to get hamburgers out of the trash.
Boy.
Folks, I don't think people know this, but fast food restaurants, after so many hours, they just bag up the stuff, and it's still good food. It's in a bag. You just go rip it open. I mean, homeless people know this. They dumpster dive all day, and they get as fresh as they can get food. It's not dilapidated yet.
Right.
And I had a vegan friend who said, "Okay, I'm about to die here," and dumpster dive to.
Wow.
Ultra athletes have done all kinds of crazy things to make it home.
Oh my God. Well, they say the other good thing about just like a straight up frosting is the lack of fiber, because I imagine that creates another problem as an ultra runner. When you gotta go, you gotta go.
Well, I gotta tell you, you eat enough sugar, and you're gonna have to gotta go anyway.
That's so true. Remember, we talked about this, and I thought something's not right with me. This is not working. Between that and the Crystal Light experiment, I'm back to my good old fashioned hydrating earth juice.
Yeah. Water is the way to go. Folks, Gina has my extra parent. What did I hear? My extra
mom.
Yeah, but you have a website now.
Oh, I do.
What did I see?
It's My Extra Series, because it's going to be a series, myextraseries.com, where you can go there. You can see my clip on Good Day LA. You can buy the book, which at this moment, as you hear this, the book is on sale for Christmas, because I really, really want everybody to buy it. I've gotten such wonderful feedback. Let's take a few dollars off and get you the book, either on paperback or Kindle. And it's My Extra Mom is the book, and you can go to My Extra Series and get it there. But if you're going to get it on Amazon, I would suggest clicking through the Vinnie Tortorich banner first.
Yeah. So we will have all of that up on my thing. It's always front and center, all of Gina's stuff, just like all of Anna's stuff. We keep it front and center. So go to VinnieTortorich.com and check that out. The VIP list is now closed.
Woo, it's done.
So we will open it up again in January for like 10 days, just like we did here. So if you missed out, you can write to me and I'll hold your hand and tell you that you waited too long. But in January, we're going to open it again. You guys will get a chance to, but the beta group is closed and we will crank it up again in January. I'm excited about doing this. As of this taping, we're coming up on our first. Gina's in a group, by the way.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, Anna's in a group. There's a
So
lot of people, a lot of big celebrities. Gina, Anna. So when it opens up again in January, if you missed it this time around, grab it in January. It's holiday time. We all go shopping. Before you go shopping, go to VinnieTortorich.com. Click through the banner, puts coal in the fire, gets my train down the track, and go check out everything Gina is doing. On behalf of Gina Grad, she said something during the show. Let's see if she figures it out. My name is Vinnie Tortorich. Put life into living, and let's do it with Miss Pat Benatar.